Welcome to our deep dive into the fascinating history of the Philippines. This archipelago, made up of over 7,000 islands, boasts a rich tapestry of cultures, traditions, and historical events that have shaped its identity. From ancient indigenous tribes to the influence of Spanish colonization and the struggle for independence, the Philippines offers a unique narrative that reflects resilience and diversity. In this video, we'll explore key milestones, significant figures, and the cultural heritage that continues to thrive today. Whether you're a history buff or just curious about this vibrant nation, we aim to engage and inform you about the Philippines' past and its lasting impact on the present. So let's embark on this journey together and uncover the stories that define the Filipino spirit. Pre-colonial period. Before foreign colonization, the Philippines was home to a rich tapestry of indigenous groups, each with its own unique culture and way of life. Communities such as the Tagalog, Visayan, and Igorot thrived, practicing agriculture, fishing, and hunting. These societies were organized into barangays, small political units led by chieftains known as datu, who governed with a blend of tradition and consensus. Trade networks flourished, connecting the islands to neighboring regions like China, India, and the Malay archipelago, facilitating the exchange of goods, ideas, and cultural practices. This vibrant pre-colonial society was marked by a rich oral tradition, intricate art forms, and a deep spiritual connection to nature. Understanding this period is crucial to appreciating the Philippines' diverse cultural heritage and the foundations laid for future developments. Spanish colonization. The arrival of Spanish explorers in the 16th century marked a significant turning point in Philippine history. Ferdinand Magellan, the first European to reach the islands in 1521, paved the way for further exploration and eventual colonization. Miguel López de Legazpi followed in 1565, establishing the first permanent Spanish settlement in Cebu and laying the groundwork for a colonial government. The Spanish introduced Christianity, which profoundly influenced Filipino culture and society, leading to the widespread conversion of indigenous peoples and the establishment of churches that became central to community life. The Spanish colonial government implemented a centralized system affecting local governance and social structures. While this era brought about new educational and agricultural practices, it also led to the exploitation and resistance of many Filipinos, shaping the complex dynamics of the nation's history. The Philippine Revolution. The Philippine Revolution marked a pivotal moment in the nation's quest for independence from Spanish rule. Rising nationalism fueled the desire for freedom, with key figures like José Rizal and Andrés Bonifacio leading the charge. Rizal's writings, particularly Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo, inspired Filipinos to seek reform and challenge colonial oppression. Meanwhile, Bonifacio founded the Katipunan, a revolutionary society that mobilized the masses for armed resistance. The revolution gained momentum with events like the Cry of Pugad Lawan in 1896, where Filipinos openly declared their fight against Spanish tyranny. Revolutionary movements played a crucial role in uniting diverse groups across the archipelago, fostering a sense of national identity. Ultimately, these efforts culminated in the Declaration of Independence on June 12, 1898, marking a significant step toward self-determination for the Filipino people. The transition from Spanish to American control in the Philippines marked a significant shift in the nation's trajectory. Following the Spanish-American War in 1898, the Philippine American War erupted as Filipinos resisted American colonization, leading to a brutal conflict that lasted until 1902. The war resulted in significant loss of life and deep-seated resentment, but it also paved the way for new governance structures. The Americans introduced a public education system, emphasizing English as the medium of instruction and promoting democratic ideals. This period saw cultural exchanges flourish, with American influences permeating Filipino society through music, sports, and popular culture. While the introduction of American governance brought modernization and infrastructure development, it also sparked debates about sovereignty and identity, shaping the complex relationship between the Philippines and the United States that continues to evolve today. World War II had a profound impact on the Philippines, as the islands fell under Japanese occupation from 1942 to 1945. Filipinos faced harsh realities during this period, including widespread violence, forced labor, and food shortages. One of the most harrowing events was the Bataan Death March, where thousands of Filipino and American soldiers were forced to march over 60 miles under brutal conditions after the fall of Bataan in April 1942. Key battles, such as the Battle of Leyte Gulf, marked significant turning points in the war. The return of American forces in 1944, led by General Douglas MacArthur, ignited hope for liberation. The aftermath of the war left the Philippines devastated, but it also fostered a renewed sense of nationalism and unity among Filipinos, ultimately paving the way for independence in 1946. The post-war era marked a crucial phase in the Philippines' journey toward full independence and nation-building. In 1935, the establishment of the Commonwealth of the Philippines set the stage for self-governance, with Manuel L. Quezon as its first president. However, the devastation of World War II posed significant challenges in rebuilding the nation, including infrastructure damage, economic instability, and social unrest. The Philippines finally achieved independence on July 4, 1946, but the road ahead was fraught with difficulties. Political developments during this period included the rise of various political parties and the struggle against corruption and authoritarianism. The Hukbalahap insurgency highlighted the socio-economic disparities that persisted, prompting the government to address land reform and poverty. Despite these challenges, the nation continued to strive for progress and unity in the years following independence. Martial law and the Marcos era. The declaration of martial law in 1972 by President Ferdinand Marcos marked a dark chapter in Philippine history. Marcos justified this move as a means to suppress rising dissent and maintain order, but it led to widespread human rights abuses, including arbitrary arrests, torture, and extrajudicial killings. Many Filipinos faced oppression, prompting the rise of resistance movements such as the National Democratic Front and various student organizations which fought against the regime's authoritarian rule. The imposition of martial law stifled freedom of speech and assembly, creating an atmosphere of fear and repression. However, growing discontent eventually culminated in the People Power Revolution of 1986, which saw millions of Filipinos unite to demand change. This peaceful uprising led to the downfall of the Marcos regime, restoring democracy and paving the way for a new era in Philippine politics. People Power Revolution. The People Power Revolution. In February 1986 was a historic movement that led to the ousting of Ferdinand Marcos and the restoration of democracy in the Philippines. Key figures like Corazon Aquino emerged as symbols of hope and change, representing the opposition against the Marcos regime. Following the controversial snap elections in 1986, which many believed were rigged, widespread protests erupted across the nation. Filipinos from all walks of life gathered peacefully along EDSA, demanding an end to dictatorship. The nonviolent nature of these protests captured global attention, inspiring solidarity movements worldwide. International support poured in, with foreign governments and organizations advocating for democracy in the Philippines. The revolution culminated in a peaceful transfer of power, marking a significant moment in history that demonstrated the power of collective action and the resilience of the Filipino spirit in the fight for freedom. Contemporary Philippines. In the 21st century, the Philippines has experienced notable economic growth, driven by sectors such as business process outsourcing, remittances from overseas workers, and a burgeoning digital economy. However, challenges persist, including income inequality, poverty, and infrastructure deficits that hinder sustainable development. Culturally, the Philippines has made significant strides, with its vibrant arts, music, and cuisine gaining global recognition, reflecting a unique blend of indigenous and foreign influences. The nation's soft power continues to grow, particularly in entertainment and social media. Politically, the Philippines faces ongoing issues, including corruption, human rights concerns, and the struggle for genuine democracy. Social movements advocating for environmental protection, labor rights, and gender equality are gaining momentum, highlighting the active engagement of Filipinos in shaping their society. As the country navigates these complexities, its resilience and dynamism remain evident. Conclusion. In this video, we explored the rich and diverse history of the Philippines, from its vibrant pre-colonial societies to the profound impacts of Spanish and American colonization. We examined the rise of nationalism during the Philippine Revolution, the challenges of World War II and Japanese occupation, and the significant events of the martial law era under Ferdinand Marcos. The People Power Revolution showcased the power of collective action, leading to the restoration of democracy. Today, the Philippines continues to navigate economic growth and cultural developments while addressing ongoing political issues. Understanding this history is crucial for appreciating the nation's identity and resilience. If you found this journey insightful, please subscribe, like, and share this video for more engaging content about the Philippines and its remarkable story.